G'day guys, welcome to week one of the Happy Better Me program. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Shaun and I'm one of the trainers here at SCU Fitness for You, and I've created the week one session which is focusing on strength. So for building strength, we want to keep our reps a little bit lower than we normally would, so we're looking around the 5 to 8 mark, and we want to use a little bit heavier weight than we normally do. For all the exercises today, we're going to use supersetting. So if you don't know what that means, it means we're going to get two different exercises and we're going to pair them together. So we're going to do exercise number one, and then immediately go into exercise number two, no rest in between, and then we can have a little recovery period after that. So let's get started. So exercise number one is the squat. So if you haven't done much squatting before, you can always just start with your body weight and practice the movement until you actually start loading any weight onto your back or in front of your body. For other people who are more confident or have done squatting before, you can either use a dumbbell or a kettlebell out front, or barbell, which is what I'm going to show you guys today. So we're going to do 6 reps of this exercise. So when I rack myself under the bar here, I make sure I bring my elbows forward, keep my upper back nice and tight, take a deep breath in. And as I drop down into the squat, I'm not only going to push my hips to the back, I'm also going to push my knees out. So at the top of the movement, I'm going to drive my knees out. And as I push up from the bottom, I'm going to drive them out again. That's going to keep your glutes activated through the whole squat movement. All right guys, so straight after our squat, exercise number 2 is the leg extension. We're going to do what's called a triple drop set method. So you're going to do 10 reps on a weight, then you're going to drop the weight by 1 pin, do another 10 reps, then drop the weight by another pin, and do a final 10 reps. So 30 reps in a row, there's a little rest in between each one as you can. So for your triple drop set, you're going to need to find a weight which is a little bit less than what you would use if you were just doing a single set of 10 repetitions, because your legs are going to become quite fatigued through the exercise. So there's 2 parts of this movement. There's obviously the extension of the leg as we bring the weight up to the top, and as we bring it back down to the starting position. Now you want to make sure that when you do this exercise, you're not just dropping the weight back to the start. Okay, it's just as important to control the weight back down as it is to move it away. So your foot set up in this exercise in line with your knees, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. As we bring it to that top position, we really want to squeeze our quads and control it on the way back down. So as we bring the legs up, we're contracting the muscle, squeezing it nice and tight, and as we're dropping it back down, we're lengthening the muscle in a controlled manner. Alright guys, so we're moving on to our next pair of exercises. We're going to start with an incline dumbbell press. So for the incline, you want to get one of these adjustable benches. You're going to pull the handle at the start here, take it from a flat position up to a 45-degree angle. Remember your towel. Grab your 2 dumbbells. Away we go. So when setting up for the exercise, make sure your feet are flat on the floor and that your back is hard up against the bench. We want to bring the weights down till we just touch our chest. You can see here that my arms are creating a nice right angle, elbows pointing down towards the floor, and make sure to control that weight down, push it up, strong away from your body. Turn the weights in, pull them forward to under. Alright, exercise number 2 in this pair is the overhead press, except we're going to use what's called a 1.5 repetition. So instead of just doing reps up and down like this, we're going to do a full rep, and then we're going to do a bottom half rep. Okay, and that's going to count as 1 full rep. For this exercise, you can either use a barbell in the squat rack, or you can use one of the preloaded bars that we have on the far side of the gym. So let's go. So with our overhead press, we want to make sure that we have a really strong base of support. So feet under our hips, squeeze our glutes together and make sure we're not getting any excessive extension in our lower back. So for the bottom half rep, I like to go from my chin to the top of my head, and then it's a strong push from the bottom up to the top. Push your head forward slightly as you bring your hands above your head. Alright guys, we're moving on to our 3rd set of paired exercises. So for these 2 exercises, we're going to be working the back of the legs, the hamstrings. We're going to start with what's called a Romanian deadlift. So for the Romanian deadlift, again, you can use a bar in the squat rack. You can use one of the preloaded bars. You can use a dumbbell or a kettlebell holding in front of you. But for today, we're going to use the bar. So setting up for the Romanian deadlift, we want our hands outside of our thighs, feet under our hips. We're going to make sure that we're hinging from the hips, so we're not squatting in this movement. We're pushing our hips to the back while maintaining a nice flat back. You want to feel a stretch in your hamstrings as you lower the weight towards the floor. And then as you stand up, you're going to push your hips through nice and strong, squeezing your glutes together. Eyes looking slightly ahead. So for our next exercise, we're going to be doing the hamstring curl with the same method that we did over on the leg extension, which is a triple drop set. So 10 reps, drop the weight, 10 reps, drop the weight, 10 reps. So similar to our leg extension, we want to make sure that our toes are flexed in this exercise. That's going to help to activate the hamstrings a little bit more than if we were to point our toes. So we want to make sure that we're getting full range in this exercise. We want our heels coming right up towards our bum and then right back down to almost full extension with our legs. We're going to drop the weight after 10 repetitions. Now remember, in this exercise, much like the leg extension, the concentric phase where we're shortening the muscles, so bringing the heels up towards our bum, is a very important phase, but the eccentric phase where we lengthen the hamstring and return our feet to the starting position is just as important. So if we really concentrate on that eccentric phase of this exercise, we're going to help to keep that hamstring nice and healthy and reduce any risks of any type of hamstring injury. So a really good exercise for any of you sporting guns out there. Great for our sprinting, great for our jumping, but it really hurts. All right guys, we're moving on to our next pair of exercises. So we're going to do the seated row, which is for our upper back, and the tricep extension, which is for the back of our arms. So we're going to start with the seated row, 6 reps on this one. So we want our feet flat on the platform, knees slightly bent, torso pointing straight up, and we're locking on our core as well by drawing our belly in towards our spine, bringing the handle back towards us, making sure to keep our elbows nice and close to our body, so no flared elbows. You really want to squeeze in between those shoulder blades like you're trying to crack a nut. We're going to move on straight onto our tricep extensions. So for this one, we're just going to do a single drop set. So that's just 10 reps, drop the weight, 10 reps again. So for this exercise, we want to keep our elbows in nice and close to our body. We're working on full extension of the arm here. So as you can see here, my arm is coming into full extension every time, and I'm really trying to contract the back of the arm so that I'm really isolating the tricep muscle. Try your best not to swing your body. We want to lock on our core. Drop the weight after 10 repetitions. And go for our last 10. So as you can see here, I'm pulling the weight down nice and fast. And then I'm really controlling the weight back to the top position to make sure I'm keeping that muscle under tension for as long as possible. How you doing? So guys, almost made it through the whole workout, and we are going to end with the finisher, which is a 5-round EMOM challenge. So EMOM stands for every minute on the minute. So we have 2 different exercises. The first one is the low iso row. The second exercise is a lateral push-up. So you have 10 reps of each exercise to complete within a minute. So you'll need a watch or a timer with you. If it takes you 30 seconds to complete the exercises, then you have 30 seconds to recover till the next minute starts, and that's when you start set number 2. And we're going to complete 5 rounds. So you want to find a heavy enough weight and a hard enough exercise that it takes you about 40 to 45 seconds to complete, so with that we have minimal rest time. Alright, so let's go through it. So guys, for our low row, it's very similar to our seated row. We want to keep our elbows in nice and close to our body. Big squeeze in between our shoulder blades as we pull the weight back. Now after this exercise, we're going to move to our lateral push-up. If you're struggling with push-ups or you're just starting out, you don't need to make them a lateral push-up. This is quite an advanced option. You can either just stick with normal push-ups on your toes or on your knees. You want to make sure that you can do 10 normal push-ups first before you try to do the lateral ones. keeping the speed here nice and consistent, making sure that my chest comes down just below my elbow line. So there you have it, guys. There's your week 1 exercise session. Have fun with it. If you have any questions, ask me or any of the other trainers, and good luck for your week 1 testing.